Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
My very great pleasure to welcome to the program from an amazing organisation called Energise Otaki, the chair, Leigh Ramsey. Leigh, good morning and welcome to you.
Oh, good morning, John. Thanks for having me on the show.
Lovely to talk to you. We've got a really good excuse to talk about what's happening tonight, but some people may not know about Energise Otaki. This is one of the most interesting organisations I have ever come across in my life, and I've been around a while, and you do so much. You do everything from the curtain bank to solar farms to having a look at fuels for the future. This is an amazing organisation. How on earth did it start, Leigh?
Well, we established about 9 years ago as a community-led initiative that came out of some work KCDC were doing at the time, all related to the clean technology initiative that was running.
Yes.
And the community chose the name, and we've been an unaffiliated group for some years. I think 2011 was when we formed. And we've trucked along. Basically, the principle behind Energise Otaki is being smarter with energy. And, because humans are a strange bunch, we're the only species on Earth to really tame energy. And if you've tamed it and you can afford it, it's great. If you haven't tamed it and you can't afford it, then, you're neglected in that area. So we think we can help the community, and we encourage the community to get involved in our initiative.
They seem to be getting involved, Leigh. There just seem to be so many initiatives, and I mentioned just two of them. But of course, last year you got a very substantial grant from the Wellington Trust for a solar farm. Actually, it was 2 solar farms, wasn't it?
Yeah, correct, yeah. We put an application in for 2 solar farms, one to power the wastewater treatment plant in Riverbank Road, operated by KCDC, and the second one is working with college expanding their systems, is Otaki College, with another system there, and they're 2 totally different models. With the college, Andy Fraser's called the concept scholarships from the sun. It's really good.
He's great, Andy, isn't he? He's just a real tonguer, that man.
Yeah, I had some pretty good headmasters in my time, but he's pretty damn good. Yeah.
He is great. So that's at the college. You've also got the slightly larger one. But you're also getting involved, I see, in future transport fuels. And that's one of the reasons that we're talking, really, because you have something on this evening, don't you?
Yeah, well, glad that you made this approach, because we have been running a seminar series with guest speakers talking about various topics of interest to ourselves and the wider community. And tonight we've got Simon Arnold speaking on future transport fuels, because New Zealand is sort of living in a sort of a false reality. We have all this renewable energy that we keep telling, we're told will give us cheap electricity and so on, but we have no current solution for the desperate need to find solutions to liquid fossil fuels, which drive our economy and our entire way of life. So Simon is an expert in this field. He chairs many groups, too many to list.
But I think we should say, Leigh, that he's the chief executive of the National Energy Research Institute. So this is no lightweight, is it? This is a well-accepted expert in his field. Absolutely. And I'm also privileged to have him on my board, so that's even good in relation to Blended Fuel Solutions, which is my company. So, look, really excited to get this promoted tonight, and Simon has a wealth of knowledge on this. Liquid fuels cover such a big part of our life that it's really hard to try and tackle how do we move on from them, or how do we even just transition. So it'll be really interesting to hear all the different angles and debate it with the community as well, because we do welcome questions from any part of the community with no knowledge on fuel. They just go to the petrol station, with people who understand the power of the liquid fuel itself. Indeed.
I love the description. You call it an informal community coalition that meets every other month, and that is wonderful. And so tonight it is Simon Arnold on future transport fuels. But you've got another really interesting one coming up next month, Regen, the integrated waste-to-energy project for the Otaki transfer station. You guys are onto it, aren't you?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, waste is generally contains a lot of energy, and we're literally wasting it. And the ability to transfer it into or recover energy from the waste is nothing new. And we've been developing a concept with some of the companies involved, which I have an interest in as well. And we've received a small amount of funding from KCDC to do some desktop work on a model that shows small communities being able to manage portions of their own waste stream rather than exporting them to some other town to fill up their landfill.
Wow.
Or the wasted energy and cost of trucking. A truck costs $10 a kilometre to run now. These are huge numbers.
Yes.
So we think there's a different model rather than big centralised systems that can fit in or help to reduce the impact on the big centralised systems, and that's what we're trying to work on. And that involves waste to energy environmentally, using environmental technologies, biogas production, producing high-grade fertiliser rather than compost, and tying all this in, hopefully, with the solar farm as well, so providing a total energy system, and that we've called Regen.
Well, that is just amazing. Leigh, why does all this seem to happen in Otaki? What is it about Otaki?
Well, it's a really good question. Otaki has always been innovative.
Yes.
It has been an industrial area of the Kapiti Coast as well, and industry is innovative. And also the legacy of the clean technology stuff has attracted some individuals that have decided this is a place they want to work in and base their businesses in. So that's
the Clean Technology Park, which was a little bit controversial, wasn't it? And but do you think that has really left a legacy within the township?
Well, my company's refugees from all of that, yes. And we're boxing along, and Energise Otaki was partnered with that. So, yeah, look, I mean, technology comes and goes, and it's all related to the barrel price.
Yep.
When oil's high, everyone wants to talk to you. When it's low, everyone's burning oil. So these things are cyclic, and it's very hard to get your foot in the door with alternative technologies to fossil fuels, or even technologies that improve the efficiency of fossil fuels. So,
but we all know we have to. We all know it's got to happen at some stage.
Yeah, well, I mean, another controversial statement is peak oil has been and gone, and that was identified by the US military, the largest user of fossil fuels. So, look, we are on a slide in that regard, and then we've also got this issue around the climate, the CO2, the noxious gases produced from diesel predominantly is very toxic to the human environment.
Yeah.
So, look, the times are changing, but I will say it is challenging, but you've just got to keep doing what you're doing. And Energise Otaki, we've just become a charitable trust in the last 2 years. We've got a paid coordinator now, and she's just boxing ahead doing all that stuff that volunteers, can't fit in. So that's one of the reasons why we've stepped up our profile.
Leigh, this has been a delight. We are going to have to talk again at some stage. Good luck for your meeting this evening, and good luck for this amazing program that you've embarked on. It's been great talking to you, my friend.
Yeah, should we suggest the time and so on that's being held at?
Oh, yes, we shouldn't we? Because it's quite early. It's 6 o'clock, isn't it, from memory?
Yeah, 6 till 8 is a bi-monthly meeting, second Wednesday of each month. And the talk with Simon will run for an hour or however long it goes for, and then we talk about our projects afterwards.
Excellent.
Now, we hold that at the Dr. Gertrude Atmore supper rooms on the corner of Aotaki Street and Main Street, just next to the library, and all are welcome.
Excellent. Leigh, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us here on Beach FM.
Thanks very much for having me, and most happy to update the community on our progress as we do progress.
We'll hold you to that. Thank you very much, Leigh. All the best, my friend. There we are. That is Energise Otaki.
106.3 Beach FM.